Okay, I'm just standing up on top of my baleage out in the garden, which is the windbreak for the area. Sorry, it is a wee bit windy up here. And I'm just currently going around checking and working out where I want everything to go. So you can see sort of in the background there, that's the garden behind me. So part of my process is observing. So I do a lot of walking around, I do a lot of writing down, I do a lot of drawing to work out where I'm going to plant what. At the moment, that's what I'm currently doing. So I'll change the angle round so it's facing outwards, and I'll give you an idea of what I'm up to. Right, so this is what I'm currently up to at the moment. So this area here in the picture is the main garden area that I already have set up. So this is what I'm wanting to do. This is quite a large scale. Along here in this area is where I've currently got my pumpkins planted, and along this one here is where the road is, and I've got my fruit trees and everything in. So I will do a bit of a breakdown for you based on what we've got here, so I can explain what the plan is for the next 12 months of me setting up this garden. Right, so to give you an idea here, we have got out in this part, that's where I've currently got my pumpkins. As you can see here, this is the existing garden that I have managed to get set up. And then along the fence line along here is where I've got fruit trees. So if we carry on around, the plan of attack is for this area over the back of the pea straw is going to get turned into a food forest for the chickens. So the chicken hut's going to be in there. That's going to be where they can go certain times of the year, but that's going to be their number one spot over there. This area in here is all going to, this part and this bit is going to get turned into a garden. And then down in front of us here, so from this part around here, along this grass area to the black stuff, that's all going to get turned into garden as well. So there's going to be herbs and especially comfrey in this area. This is going to be where I sort of have that. I'm going to allow a little bit of grass to still come through here, because I think it's important to have a little bit of grass for adding to your gardens and adding to your compost. But most of the grass out this way is going to go. So I'm going to leave a driving area, because at the moment I can actually drive through the middle of here. So if I need to get compost on these beds, I don't want to be walking for miles with the compost with the wheelbarrow. So what I do is I can drive my vehicle through here with the trailer on and then just offload it, and that gives me good access to either side. So where we've currently got these the baleage, we are going to start another garden from here. And there's going to be a garden that goes up around this area where you can see this is going to be a native area. That garden's going to come all the way down here, as you can see where I've mowed to, and then back around. So this is going to have all sorts of vegetables and perennials, fruit trees, etc. in here as well. You can see this non-mowed part is where the driveway, so you can drive around there, and you'll see there's another wee mowed patch here, and that is where I'm going to put another garden. And I'm actually going to plant corn in that area next year, so I'll have that all prepped ready for the corn to go. Then if we carry on over here, so from this corner there's going to be a driveway behind these natives along here. There's going to be a driveway for me to be able to go around, which will connect, so I can actually effectively drive right round the outside of the garden. I have back issues at times, so to be able to do things as easily and with as least amount of work as possible is how I want to do it. Now over here where this car is, on this side and here, it does get quite wet in this bit, so I am going to look at turning that into some sort of wet area garden. But on the other side of this, on the other side of here, around this area, there's going to be a triangular garden in there as well. Now I do have to be careful, because we do have our loadout ramp for the cattle over here, so the trucks need to be able to turn around in that area out there. So yeah, that is what in the next 12 months I expect to have completed. This area in here gets quite wet, so we'll look at putting natives, flaxes, that sort of stuff in, anything to bring in the tuis and bellbirds. And then right down in this corner in here, there is a low point, so I may look at putting a pond in there. tiles, but the tiles got blocked up by the silver birch trees, so there is a low point in there, so I may look at naturally creating more of a pond in there. So currently I have to have, if I need to water out here, which I'm doing today, I have to run the hose from the house to out here, and I can only stretch the hose not quite all the way across, so I do use the watering can to fill up, but I've got some extra bits and pieces in already. The corn's not quite ready yet, pumpkins are on their way, but eventually, yeah, this whole area is practically going to be a massive area for food production. So yeah, if you have any questions about what I'm up to, or if you do want to actually come out and see what I'm up to, just get in touch with me, because I welcome everybody to come and check it out. This sort of stuff doesn't have to be difficult. I have put a lot of work into, obviously, this area over the past 6 months, but in the scheme of things, it hasn't actually been that much work. And if you were to set this up with your husband, or you might live with your parents, this is absolutely doable. To have in-ground gardens and plant it out in a short amount of time. So it doesn't have to be too much work. You just got to think outside the square and use the tools that you've got around you. But you can do it on a budget. So like this garden here, I'll be putting the silage tarp right down around that area, and that will kill off the grass for a period of time. I'll then get some seaweed, pea straw, probably a wee bit of compost, put that out once that area has been killed off, recover it with the silage tarp, and then come spring I'll be able to plant directly into it. So that's not too much work, it's just the process of actually getting all the goods to put on it. But yeah, that is the current garden.